It's like I want to have a good relationship with my mother. She sucks.
All right, everybody. It is Thursday. We are talking about men's mental health, and man, there's a lot of stuff to discuss. I'm Dino, the Genetic Marvel, and with me, of course, is Mr. Marco Torres of Upside Down Studios. How are you, sir?
What up? What up?
I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of weird news happening, and a lot of people are arguing about it. I find it very entertaining.
Well, I mean, I guess this would have to do with mental health because a lot of you guys got to have some kind of mental fucking issue here in America. If you think that this horse shit that you guys are pulling as social justice warriors is okay. All right, call me old school, but we were taught that if a authority. Now, well, let me preface it with this, because I seen a police officer friend of mine put out some misinformation. Federal agents are not police officers, but they are authorities.
Correct.
Don't let that fool you. You know, a lot of people out there talking about, oh, these ICE agents aren't cops. These ICE agents don't have the right. Yes, the fuck they do. They're the same as the CIA. They're the same as the FBI. They're the same as anybody else with a fucking badge and a gun. So with that being said, you shut the fuck up. If a cop tells you to get out the way or leave the area, you get out the way or leave the area and be happy. Or if a cop tells you to get the fuck out of the car, you shut the fuck up and get out of the goddamn car. What the fuck is so hard about that?
So this is my what I've talked about with people where they're like, oh, this is bullshit, and talking about it, and I'm like, hold on, was this woman was she operating her vehicle within the standard of vehicle operation? No. Okay. Was she listening to law enforcement when they spoke? No. Does she deserve to die for that? No. But I'm not there. I'm not I don't understand, like, the idea that people are like, you can't do that. No, they can. That's 100%. Hey, if how many times have you seen a video where they're like, don't move your car, or I'll shoot, and then they don't shoot? You're like, oh, you should have shot him, no question. And I'm like,
go ahead. The
video
that I just
go.
The video that I just watched, like not even 5 seconds ago, because there's a lot of controversy on these videos too coming up.
Yeah.
There's three officers.
Yeah.
All right. Now the first video that made its rounds looks like she drove away. She wasn't aiming for no cop. There was no cop in danger. And I could understand where some people are getting upset. Now, once you start watching all the videos, you see that there's a third cop that she damn near fucking ran the fuck over. She actually hit him.
He got out of the way.
So, I mean, you know, what the fuck do you want?
Yeah.
You shut the fuck up and you do what the fuck you're told.
Tiffany Glover says you are stupid. Why? If you can't explain yourself, explain why we're stupid. Yeah. Because, hey, listen, if someone aimed their car at me and their plan the whole time was to maneuver around me, that's fine. Okay. I don't know that. I would feel threatened. Okay. And I'm just a person. In this scenario where everyone is in it's a very volatile situation, right?
Right. And this wasn't just the cops and one fucking woman. And that's another thing that people don't talk about. There was a group of fucking people around this that weren't authorities that were being involved in this whole situation before this lady decided to stick her dick in the whole mix.
Yeah. And look, this is the thing is, look, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That is just facts. Hello, Victoria. Now, Did she deserve to lose her life? No.
No, I don't believe that
Hey,
at all. That
should-
poor
should
woman,
she
you know,
have-
that she was
yeah.
a mom, she was a daughter, she
Horrible.
was probably a sister, you know, that
Yeah.
but you know, it's this mentality now that these people are pushing that it's okay to do this. That
Dude,
it's okay, especially in women. I hate to sound like the Cole of the fucking group now, but especially in fucking women, y'all think you could do whatever the fuck you want. You want to run your fucking mouth, and then you know you want all the rights until you get punched in your mouth.
And listen, hey, this is the problem is that if you know what, I would pose the question: if it was a man who did the exact same thing, would there be so much outcry? I don't
Not
think
if he was
so.
white. Not if he was a white man.
Especially not if he was white. So it's listen, I just saw a video today of a guy who stole someone's wallet. It's on camera. He steals this guy's wallet. He chases after him. Other people, he's like, hey, he stole my wallet. Stop him, stop him, stop him. He does get stopped. As soon as he gets stopped, okay, a man of the same color comes over and goes, I'll beat you guys up if you don't let him up. And they're like, no, he just stole someone's wallet. We're waiting for the police. Be like, no, I'll fight you. And you're like, what is happening right now?
Exactly.
And the guy gets up and walks away. And you're going,
that's okay.
yeah, that listen. I hello, Kason. It boggles my mind. I don't understand what it is that people think they're doing, that what makes it okay. Because listen, hey, if she was a mother and she was this good, why wasn't she with her kids?
Yeah,
What was she doing there?
I hate to say it. I hate to talk down on somebody, especially after this tragedy, but she wasn't a very good mother. She wasn't thinking about her kids when she decided to go play Let's Stop the Police.
Yeah, I sorry.
And I will give the melanated racist their one on this one. This was some entitled white girl who thought she could do whatever the fuck she wanted.
I don't disagree with that.
I
Look,
mean,
well, listen, I'm sorry. If you are out there, what did you think was going to happen? You think everyone was going to start holding hands and sing Kumbaya? That's not in the cards right now. Okay. And as much as
it's like going to play football and bitching that you got tackled.
I mean, like, look, it's a horrible situation, but like, it was inevitable. This was bound to happen at some point, right? It's very, I don't know.
You know, what really gets me is like I see some of my family members posting about this. Oh, this is a tragedy and fuck ICE and this and that. Weren't you motherfuckers the one who taught me to shut the fuck up when the cops came? Weren't you the ones taught me to fucking but yes sir, no sir, and you live to fight another day? And that was in the ass end of the real racism that was in America.
Yeah.
Not this horse shit that you guys developed after that dope head got fucking kneed in the head.
Bro, listen, the idea that listen, if you're lippy to law enforcement and then they react poorly, yeah, that's how that works. Whereas if you act respectfully, everybody goes home. Everybody goes home. Look, she had her car parked perpendicular to the road in the middle of the road. I didn't see what happened beforehand, but the cop goes up and says, get out of your car. Get out of your car. And she says, no, and just drives.
First, the cop says, get out of here. The cop gave her a fucking chance before the other two cops came.
Yeah.
She wanted to run her fucking cocksucker.
Something is in the water because the world is going insane. The few times I got pulled over, I just listened to the questions and complied. No problem. Okay, so this is the crazy part is, I'm sorry, I've been pulled over lots of times, and every time I have had zero issue. Why? I'm very respectful. I'm very kind. I explain myself. I move slowly. I don't go reaching for things. Like, I'm sorry. Do you not understand what's happening? Like, and people are like, hey, you need to calm down. No, I'm going to attack you with a knife. And then you get shot. And then you're like, why did you shoot me? Because you were attacking a cop with the knife, dummy. What did you expect?
You know, I'm going to just let you guys in on a little fact of reality. This is real because my son has dealt with it. If you just so happen to slip and fall and bump a police officer, he could shoot you. That is considered assault.
Correct.
That is considered assault. So you pointing a 3,000 plus piece of fucking steel at somebody and hitting the gas is assault with a fucking deadly weapon. Why is that so hard for you libtards to fucking figure it out?
Hey, that this is the perplexing part is people are like, no, it's not. You're like, no, that's the law. That's not interpretation. That's the law.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't make that up. I didn't write that down.
There's a real thing called vehicular manslaughter
and vehicular homicide.
And vehicular homicide. Look, there was okay. Do you remember this? This was a couple of years ago where a young girl was driving her boyfriend's car and rammed it into a wall, going like 70 miles an hour. Okay. And then they found out in her journals, she wanted to see what would happen if she did that. So she survived, and the two other people in the car, which one was her boyfriend and the other one was a friend, they both died.
Yeah, that's vehicular
like,
homicide.
That's vehicular. So it's like, no. You had a plan. You premeditated what was going to happen, and you did it. Like that makes you guilty of homicide, right? Like if it's in the heat of the moment, like this. If she ran over the cop, okay, like look, and you know what? I was talking about this with somebody else earlier. Was like, hey, should someone have shot the tires because they were so close? Yes, I agree that is definitely the smarter thing to do.
About that last night, yeah,
right. So it's like, does that make sense? Yes. I'm sorry, that's not a thing. No, it's not. That's an opportunity, and it's a horrible thing for that to happen to somebody.
And then the fact that like cunts like Jasmine Crockett are out here trying to compare what happened to Charlie Kirk to this fucking woman. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, what? Say that again. How are those two connected?
Oh, because everybody went nuts when Charlie Kirk got shot, but nobody seems to care that this lady got shot because she was defending somebody from ICE. Like these two, they ain't even in the same ballpark. They ain't even in the same fucking city, let alone ballpark.
Bro, okay, we've talked about this. I didn't like Charlie Kirk. I thought his face was too small for the size of his head, and that unnerved me, and it makes me not want to hear him. Okay, but he was also assassinated. Like, well, how is that the same thing? Like, what planet are you on that those are comparable?
Yeah, dude, like the fucking world is lost its fucking mind, dude.
I mean, listen, I have a hard time understanding the ins and outs of other people's perspective. This is the kind of stuff that, bro, what's up with the government nowadays? You put in your drawers, they expect an exaltation. It's true though, right? It's like it's this whole everyone's too involved in other people's business, you know? Now the fact that people are like, oh, I can't deal with it. Something happened somewhere else that doesn't affect me, so I'm distraught. You're like, what the fuck are you on about, idiot? What happened to the guy who killed Charlie Kirk? You mean the Mossad, or you mean the other
the star
person
people?
of interest? Yeah,
the star people. No, what was the new one? Sand Smurfs. The Sand Smurfs? Is that what you're talking about?
Bro, that's the other thing. We've heard nothing about anything about the guy who allegedly killed Charlie Kirk.
Well, there's nothing about him. There's nothing about Mangione. There's nothing about ICE is not a fucking Gestapo.
Hey, okay, hold on. Explain why ICE is like the Gestapo. I would love to hear. You might be right. Okay, Gungo, just explain to me, because I don't know anything. Explain it to me because I want to learn. Maybe I'm wrong. I will fully admit, but you gotta explain.
Both open to if we're wrong. It's been said plenty of times. If we're wrong, we're wrong.
We've admitted when we're wrong. We've admitted all sorts of things. But if you can't explain it, then you're just, yes, Mossad killed. Yeah, we all know that. Still nothing? No, nothing. This is the weird part is, did you see, even just to backtrack onto Charlie Kirk, was like within 24 hours, they were paving
They
the
ripped down
ground,
everything all the way to
ripped
the
out
fucking
everything.
Dairy Queen that was a mile away. They tore
Yeah.
down the fucking Dairy Queen.
Yeah. Not official agents of the law. Yes, they are, though.
Mossad, the Mossad is not a person; it's a group. Mossad is like
he's talking about the about ICE. That ICE is not official agents of the law. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
You know, here, let's. Hey,
that's a lot of you guys' problem. You think that these are just guys in masks coming in to do whatever. They are law enforcement.
Yeah, Mossad killed. Yeah, we know Mossad killed.
Well, like I was trying to address that Mossad killed Charlie Kirk. Mossad is not a person. Mossad is a group. It's like the CIA. It's FBI. It's their. It's like KGB. And yes, they are federal agents. Just like the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Just like fucking, the FBI. Like I said, the FBI, all the rest of them.
Yeah. So immigration and custom enforcement is 100% they're federal agents. Yeah, that's so. If you look it up, ICE was created in 2003 through a merger of the investigator and interior enforcement elements of the former U.S. Customs Service and Immigration and Naturalization Services. ICE now has more than 20,000 law enforcement and support personnel in more than 4,000 offices in the United States and around the world. The agency has an annual budget of approximately $8 billion, primarily devoted to 3 operational directorates: Homeland Security Investigations, Enforcement and Removal Operations, and Office of the Principal Legal Advisor. A 4th directorate, Management and Administration, supports the 3 operational branches to advance the ICE mission. Yeah, so yeah, that's right. They were paying off Kirk and Epstein. Come on, man.
I don't know about Kirk, and I think Epstein was part of the Mossad. He wasn't being paid off by them. Actually, Ghislaine's dad was part of the Mossad. If you want to do
Epstein was 100. Epstein was 100% a Mossad agent, if not being funded by Mossad or whatever. That's fine, right?
Yeah. But plenty of proof of that shit.
Yeah, but like, so not official agents of the law. They're 100% agents of the law.
Yes, they are.
ICE is immigration and customs enforcement. They are 100% federal law enforcement officers. ICE have ICE has members of Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, and Jan Sixers. Yeah, but even that has nothing. Final people talking sense. Oh, thanks, Chris. We appreciate that. But yeah, this is not. Yeah, members of the Proud Boys. Hey, number one, Proud Boys aren't the Proud Boys anymore either. Okay, Oath Keepers. I don't know what the hell those are. What are Oath Keepers?
Oath Keepers were something that popped up when all these other weird fucking groups were coming up. I personally know some Proud Boys. I personally know some of the ones that were here in Ohio. I actually hung out because I was looking for the big racist shit. I went to one of their get-togethers. I was invited into one of their wedding things. I have pictures with some of the Proud Boys. They were never, it was not a bit of racism there. They were some of the nicest people and a diverse crowd. Plenty of melanated people there. So this whole and the leader of the fucking Proud Boys is Puerto Rican, dickhead.
Yeah. Hey, so hold on, watch this. Okay, they were guilty of assaulting the Capitol. Is that what happened? Hey,
yeah. Is that really what happened?
Have you gone through? Hey, Proud Boys were kind of anti-Antifa. See, the Proud Boys, honestly, they weren't what they were, and then they just switched over. BS. How is it BS? Listen, there were 240 FBI assets in the crowd. Okay,
right.
And that in and of itself, I have a real issue with. Do you remember the one where the guy breaks the window, which is immediately you're going to jail for that. You broke the window of a federal building. You're going to jail. Okay. And then in turn was like, everyone should jump through this window. What are you talking about? Right. Like they were like, yeah, no, you need to read up on yourself. Yes. Is what happened. A-hole. No, it's not. That's not what happened. And remember, hey, AOC was in a completely different building saying, they're coming for me. I'm afraid for my life in a different building. Listen, that's the same. I remember working with a lady when the thing happened in Paris where they shot up the news paper place?
Yeah, over that
Because they wrote the cartoon? Yeah. And she was like, oh, I can't work. I'm like, why? Do you have family in Paris? No. Oh, do you travel to Paris a lot? No. So you have nothing to do with any of this? She's like, it's very emotional. I'm like, yeah, you're just a nut job. FBI can be MAGA idiot. Who cares? FBI can be Muslim. What does that have to do with anyone? We're delusional. Bro, everything we've told you has been factual, and we've told you, you're like, they're not law enforcement. Their name is U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. You're an idiot. Hey, we may be delusional. You're a dummy.
And just because you touch a soft spot with me with the Proud Boys, did you watch any of the trials? Did you watch any of the hearings? Because just like how they fucked up on the Epstein files, they fucked up on the Proud Boy files, and you found out how all shady the FBI actually really was under the last administration. It was all blacked out, but nobody knew how to read. Apparently, somebody needs to take a Windows class up in the government because instead of blacking out or redacting or erasing, they just kind of black highlight it. And when the fucking lawyer clicked on it, all the horse shit popped up, which was also deemed inadmissible for some reason.
Yeah, why is that? I like this. No, you're an idiot. Okay, bro. Hey, listen, go read up on it, and I would love to debate you. But if you're going to just come here with just being like, just be factual. I watched them all. No, you didn't. You know why? Because I can tell you're full of shit. You know why? Because you're out here going, they were found guilty, but get over yourself, bro. ICE has members of the Who cares? That is not even relevant, okay? They're not official agents of the law. I literally, in 4 seconds, proved you wrong. You need to figure your own shit out because you clearly have no idea. Hey, and ICE equals Gestapo. I think you're part of the Gestapo. That's what's probably it. Probably dipshit. Fucking hey, Eddie Money says, hey, Gungo is number 68, 100% a snitch. All of his friends, you should know he's a snitch. Don't tell him anything. Clip and picture farming is what they do. Yeah, get over yourself. I can't read.
I love you, Sky.
Get over yourself. No, that's why I'm on here, and that's why you're commenting, because you underneath me.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit gay.
You know, and next time you come to school, maybe do your homework first.
And not even, bro. Just fucking don't be an idiot
or something.
Yeah, fucking think about. Just think for 10 seconds. Hey, thinking. So look, and we've talked about this so many times. Is that the government aren't the good guys. The government are just trying to keep the government functioning and their money coming. That's all they care about. Okay.
Right.
But standing there and going, well, they're doing that. Just read a book.
Read an article. Fuck, listen to a fucking decent podcast. Watch the news for 10 minutes. That's not fucking CNN or CBS or MSNBC or Fox.
I don't feel I've been schooled at all.
We noticed you have no schooling.
Yeah.
We see you have no schooling at all, bro.
I'm surprised you spelled schooled correctly, to be honest with you. Thought you were going to throw in a K and maybe a third O, but, you know.
I'm really surprised that's a 6'8", not a 6'7".
Yeah, there is no good or bad guys. That's up to perspective. I mean, also true. Look, look, I've had dealings with law enforcement, and they have been courteous, kind, and thoughtful. I have been yelled at by police officers as well, and I stayed completely calm. And afterward, I got an apology because shit happens, and I don't know what other people's experiencing.
That might be a little bit of your lack of melanated skin. I've had encounters with police officers that went well, but I've also had encounters with police officers where my head ended up banked off the fucking hood of the car. There was no apology. But at the end of the fucking day, looking back at my younger self, I fucking deserve it. Yeah, I was running my mouth to the cop. Yeah, I pushed the cop. I'm lucky I didn't get shot.
And listen, this is the weird thing is that, okay, what's your opinion? So we were talking about this earlier, Chris, was the whole idea like, listen, it's horrible that someone lost their life through this. No question. But also play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? She was not operating her vehicle in a orderly fashion. She was not following instructions given to her by law enforcement. Should they have shot the tires? Yes, of course.
I believe that
is
That should not have been the first thing should not have been a kill shot. You know, we could all agree on
I
that.
agree.
You know,
Yeah.
and like I said last night when we talked about this, that was a newer Chevy. That's a plastic radiator in front of that car. You could have blown right through the motor of that car, especially if you had a 45 or higher. So, you know, there was other options, I admit, but that was up to that officer to make that choice at that time.
And like, look, and that's
very justified shooting.
I like this. This is not a decent newscast. This is not a newscast. Let's just start there. I get all my news from Ground News.
Yeah, okay. I used to have Ground News, bro. I thought it was less biased, and it's not. It's not at all. It's just as bad as Yahoo News.
And so, okay, only thing the government is good for is giving out cheese. I mean, you're not
that
wrong.
was good cheese. That was good cheese. I remember the government cheese, the big block. Yeah, Velveeta didn't have shit on government cheese.
Hey, that's
good cheese.
Okay, go ahead. Totally justified me. I mean, like, look, hey, I'm not gonna say that the actions of the ICE agent don't may have warranted a reprimand of some sort, because there were other things maybe he could have done. But
you're definitely sitting at a desk for at least another 6 months to a year.
True, but was it unjust? Like the not justified shooting? Get over yourself. That's crazy. Listen, if somebody came out of a car, hey, if somebody remember, do you remember the guy who had arrested the guy and then the acorn fell on his face and he thought he was being shot at? Okay. Like that guy, yes, that's an unjustified shooting. I will 100% agree with that. Okay. But, and like, okay, and Chris is coming out with knowledge. Being in the moment is hard to say. Very hard to say. And that's why, like, probably a reprimand, maybe some counseling, whatever, because that's how that works. But is he guilty of anything? Let's calm down. That's
now right? again, you know, playing devil's advocate. I watched the first video, and we watched that first video last night. And the first video did look like she could have avoided, he could have avoided. There might have been some sketchinesses on the direction or the distance between the cops. But once you see the other angle and the third cop she did hit, that changes it, because it wasn't the first cop that shot her. It wasn't the second cop that shot her. It was the third cop she hit. And if you notice the bullet hole, if you really did your fucking homework, numbnuts, the bullet hole is lower right-hand corner, lower driver's side corner where they hit that girl. So that came from a cop going back like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this. Better than your podcast. Okay, but you're watching us, so there's like in a trial for murder. That's not going to happen. Hey, that is definitely not going to happen.
If that cop goes on trial, or if that agent goes on trial for murder, it's only because it's some libtard judge wants to fucking try him.
Yeah,
and even just like that, and just like Kyle Rittenhouse, he's going to be found not guilty.
Like this. She was turning away to get away. She did not hit the cop. Yes. Have you watched all the videos? Because you can watch him.
What are you watching? Like, what video did you watch?
Listen, hey, even him getting bumped by the car. Okay, I don't agree that he should be opening fire for a kill shot. Okay, but is he within his rights as a police officer? If somebody, she's in the middle of the road obstructing traffic. Okay, she is not listening to instructions. And then she directs her car towards him. Whether she was going to turn, not turn, did turn, irrelevant. Her car was pointed at him, and she started moving forward. He has every right to shoot. Could he have done better? Sure.
Yeah.
Anybody can. A-hole. No, it's not. My thing is that her actions that led up to it. Exactly. So it's she was and people are like, well, she was the mother. Why was she with her kids?
She chose to leave her kids at home to go be part of something that she was never fucking that didn't involve her. Yep. She stuck her nose in somebody else's shit and she got hit with a turd.
Hey, does it suck? Absolutely. Is the cop wrong? I don't think so.
No. And again, the set precedent in Georgia. There was a young black lady who was stealing shit out of a store. And the cops were called. The cops followed her out.
Thanks, Chris.
Told her not to get in the car. She got in her car. Told her not to start her car. She started her car. Told her not to leave. She put the fucker in drive. She just bumped that cop's knees. She's dead now. She's dead. Cop opened fire. Now, could it have went a different way? Yes. But again, it's nitwits like you, gung-ho, whatever the fuck, who are teaching kids and young folks out here, yeah, it's okay to do this. Yeah, it's okay. It's social justice. Fight the power. Yeah, you know, and if you get shot, then you died for the cause. You're fucking letting these young kids get killed over your dumbass ideology because your butt hurts that you don't like the goddamn president.
Hold on, watch this. Did you listen to her brother's description of her lack of political... Bro, she was at a political protest. You can say whatever you want after the fact.
Did you see... Wait a minute. I'm going to rebut that. Did you see all her posts on X and TikToks and everything? Because it sure the fuck looked like she was political to us.
Yeah.
All her rhetoric. Oh, you're not going to talk about all the rhetoric that she had that I'm sure is being taken down, you know. But all the shit that she talked, really? Really? Fuck her and fuck her brother.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're a Marine combat vet from Vietnam in 1960. Okay, yeah, I believe you. Sure.
Yeah, I could call Paul Martin Uncle Butters. He's a combat vet from back around them days, and I'm sure he will rebut anything you have to say there, bro.
Yeah, I mean, is Gung Ho 68 a stolen valor person? Maybe.
Oh, don't like them folks.
Gung Ho, you are a complete libtard degenerate. Chris, I like your style, bro. I like your style. Somebody actually just sent me one of our viewers. It's a description said, what powers does ICE have to use force? So ICE's use of force actions are governed by, this is from their website, combination of the U.S. Constitution, U.S. law, and the Department of Homeland Security's own policy guidelines. Under the U.S. Constitution, law enforcement, in quotes, can only use deadly force if the person poses a serious danger to them or other people, or the person has committed a violent crime. So, but the U.S. Supreme Court has historically granted broad leniency to officers making in-the-moment decisions without the benefit of hindsight. Also true. A DHS policy memo from 2023 states that federal officers may use deadly force only when necessary, when they have a reasonable belief that the subject of such force poses an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury to themselves or another person. That's pretty straight, bro.
Now.
Hey, is it good? No.
Looking at both sides. There are arguments going up into the Supreme Court, which hasn't fully been done with. I forget what exactly the case is, but where they're starting to look at that, what happened in that second. Because a lot of them, it's that split second and the cop gets to choose. Now they're going to be looking at what happened a few seconds before that split second. It's the context of it, because they have given broad leniency to not only ICE agents, but federal, all the three-letter agencies and local police enforcement.
Yeah.
So, yes, they are looking into that part. But again, that split decision, that split moment, like Dino said before, the cop heard an acorn hit a car and he blasted into his own car on a fucking prisoner that he detained himself. So he knew the prisoner wasn't armed. He knew the prisoner had handcuffs, but he heard a fucking acorn and that dipshit hit the ground and started firing. And missed! Missed!
So, Hotel 2nd Battalion, 4th Regiment. Okay. Did you serve? No, I'm in Canada. I did not serve. Why would I make it up? That's a great question. Why does anyone? Yeah, he did. Hey, listen, Gung Ho 68. I don't believe that you are has served anything, and especially your attitude towards law enforcement tells me you definitely didn't. Because, well, let's be honest, law enforcement sticks with law enforcement. And if you were a Marine, you know the chain of command and you know how that works. Don't come here and piss on us and then tell us that it's sunshine. The biggest problem with the indecision is a complete lack of common sense. Oh, 100%. Those of us on the left believe that ICE equals. Yeah, man, you're wrong. That's okay. You're allowed to be wrong. You're allowed to have an opinion, though.
Your truth. That's what's called your truth, not the truth. Your truth.
Yeah. So I'm calling stolen valor. I mean, kind of. It does give that vibe, right, Chris? Like a lot of stolen. Plenty of us don't believe in your right wing, bro. We're not even right wing.
No, we're
Hey,
fucking truthers, dipshit.
yeah, I have
That's
nothing.
why everything we say, you could look up in real time as we're speaking, factual. So I mean,
And no, hey, that's the thing is, it's not our truth. We're discussing what facts we know and our perception of them. There's no our truth.
we just asked you plenty of time to prove yourself or to prove your fucking thoughts, and the only thing you have said pretty much is my butt hurts. We don't like Trump.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that I've heard to say.
Hey, maybe you should stop calling your butthole an entrance, and it'll stop hurting. Scott says, I served in the Salvation Army.
Hell yeah. He was in the shit ringing that bell in front of the stores.
Yeah,
Dude, you've met Scott. Can you imagine him standing in front of a store with a bell in a bucket? Just take my money. Just take my fucking money. Don't hurt me.
Basically. Nope. Don't believe your truth. Hey, you don't. But we are encouraging you to go and read more.
Right.
The difference is your way, Gung Ho 68 is to tell us, well, you have to believe this, otherwise you're a piece of shit. Okay. And we ask you, hey, can you just explain it to us? Because we don't see what you see. So maybe there's something we're missing. And your immediate response was just to try and spout propaganda and your opinion and your truth. When we were happy to have a proper actual debate and discussion. That's weird. I subscribe. Chris, you're a good guy. You're a good man. You're a good man. I served people when I was a waiter. I too served as a waiter. That was my. Hey, and at my size, if I was in the military, they'd probably make me a cook. Yeah.
I see being in the Greek military, like you see them old black and whites of the Asian giant walking over all the Chinese military. Then there's that one huge motherfucker.
Yeah. Bro, I told you that. So because of the land that my dad left me in Greece, my name is on those properties. So because of that, the Greek army was like, hey, you're being drafted. And I'm like, hey, I have a passport that says I'm Canadian that says I'm not drafted. So best of luck. Also, too, I was like, listen, you need like 4 uniforms sewn together to fit on my fat ass. Okay, I do not fit in Greek.
They would have made you the new Wolverine.
If they said that, I would have joined. I'll be honest with you. I've been like, oh, fuck yeah. Let's do that.
Look, the first one was only supposed to be like 5'2". We get your 7-foot Wolverine. It's going to take us a couple extra bars of adamantium.
Yeah, it's worth it. Trust me. Let's see here. Weapon Souvlaki. That's exactly what I would be. No Weapon X. I'm Weapon Souvlaki. That's 100% true. That is exactly. Hey, I would be like, and little souvlaki skewers would come out of my hands. Be like, come on, bitches. I'll take you out. You see. Yeah, Ridge rock pile. I was there, bro. Oh, hey. No, you weren't. Gung Ho. Stolen valor, bro. Don't lie. I was there. Really? Then you have your own sins to atone for. Right?
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna just let you know right now. Speaking for most military people and people who serve, we don't talk too much about it. It doesn't get brought up very much. It doesn't get talked about. Maybe the old timers, that are about to meet their God, but yeah. So you just lost me. You just lost me with your whole thing. I'm calling stolen valor too. I just
100%. It's Epstein files and trying to talk over and dance around everything. That's it's 100% the word way.
I still love the ones that are like, this is a distraction from the Epstein files. Really? Because the Republicans are like, yeah, let it go.
Yeah. Listen, this is I'm 78. I don't believe you. Hey, I doubt you're over 40. Maybe, man, I doubt you're over 50. Let's just say that. This is the best part is, Chris, like, realistically, bro, you don't even have to type it in. You can read, you can just say it out loud. You press a little speaker and you go, Google, explain to me why I'm retarded, and it will explain it to you like very clearly. And they're like, no, explain to me why I'm a genius. And you're like, bro, that's second page Google. They're like, there's no information that gives you.
That's the Google on the Google.
Yeah. Born November 1st, 1947. Okay. I don't believe you.
Where in Roswell? Yeah. Tell me what military action happened in Roswell in 47, fuckface.
Oh, Chris, go to bed then, old man. Yeah.
No,
Shouldn't you be having your own meal?
older
Clean your
ones.
dentures? Look, this is the weird thing is that nothing's stolen about my valor. Oh, I don't believe you. Yeah, gung ho. Like this isn't especially if you're born 1947, okay, which is the same year my mom was born, I believe.
That's the same year of the UFOs in Roswell.
Right. Supposed saucer crash. Didn't the government already admit that aliens are real? So what do you suppose it about? Okay, I think the only supposed is your military service, sir. So in turn, like if you were born in 47, you've seen how this country, and I say Canada and the US have both suffered over the last 70 years and become a shell of what they once were. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Into the shithole that it's becoming.
Yeah. And Gung Ho 68, you're acting as if, oh, well, what we need is what? People to protest more? How did that, if you served in Vietnam, then you are one of the first wars that came back and was met with immediate hostility. And you're going to turn around and support those people? That doesn't make that, those dots don't connect. Aliens are real and they're being deported daily.
Fucking love you, Chris. Fucking love you.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very chef's kiss. Loved it. Hasn't been proven. Okay. So hold on. When it's suspicious and people think it's a conspiracy theory. But when the government admits to it, also still hasn't been proven. What are you talking? Yeah, and you know what? Hey, just type in another thing that says ICE equals Gestapo because I said it's true. Jesus, man, just fucking learn something.
Yeah.
Everything went down the crapper. I was doing crapper after Kennedy was killed. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, and they also let out the Kennedy files, and we know who did that too. This is vice president.
Yeah, it is most likely the same people that ended up killing Charlie Kirk. But saying
Smurfs.
Yeah, just the thing.
La 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 la.
And you know what the worst part is? It's boggling that you think that we're in any way, shape, or form a news broadcast. We are not. We're just discussing this because you know what? Hey, this is a show about men's mental health. And you know what? I'm glad that we're discussing this stuff because the fact is, being able to stand here and look, you tried to say your truth, okay, Gung Ho 68, and we in turn said, hey, can you explain it? And you couldn't, okay? That is the lesson, is that, hey, everyone talks a lot of business, but it takes 2 seconds to just go, investigate, find out the real truth. That's it.
Hey, you have the word. I tell this to my kids all the time, who are now adults. Don't come and ask me shit. Unless it's some personal, something about the family or whatever, don't ask me anything. You have the world in the palm of your hand. You are proving it right now because you're typing on it. You have the fucking world of knowledge in the palm of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking use it. Do you know how many people died throughout millennia just to have a tenth, a hundredth of the knowledge that we have now?
Yeah.
You know, look. Back 100 years ago, 200-300 years ago, this meant I was a dragon. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm blowing smoke out my mouth. I'm a witch.
I mean, I would probably burn you as a witch. I'd probably still.
You would just be walking down the street and some kid in a robe would fucking hit him in the forehead with a rock from a slingshot.
100% factual. See, Gung Ho, just let someone else Google for you and you might stand a chance. Same ones who killed MLK and RFK. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And look where that led. It's my opinion that there are similarities between Trump's ice and Hitler's brown shirts. Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
said
yeah.
it 4 times. You still haven't explained anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna give this one to Gung Ho. I'm gonna give this one. I will give you this one to Gung Ho. But now that you have brought that topic up and that you think that, because you don't know that, you think that. Have you done any research on the little funny man with the mustache? Because more and more we were lied to about the funny man with the mustache, and he wasn't so bad. He wasn't so bad at all. A lot of them pictures were the Photoshop of that day. A lot of the stories were lies. The book burnings, look at what books were being burned and who he was against, really. Look who signed the paperwork and got paid to take these people back nicely before any kind of oven was fired up. You know, this had a lot to do with the Sand Smurfs and them pretty much turning their own people over, and a lot to do with the rainbow community, typically the ones that are on the pedophilia end. So again, yeah, you're right. These brown shirts and stuff, you know, the people who are cleaning the streets up and cleaning shit up are very similar, because we're trying to get rid of that fucked element in our society right now.
Look, and this is the conundrum of it all, is that if there's a lot of propaganda, period, across the world for any action that can be judged, there will be propaganda on either side. Okay, so we weren't there. We weren't there during World War I, World War II. We don't know what happened. We just have, and remember, this is the fact, is that the information that we have is we've had thousands of years of only the good guys winning.
Right.
Does that make sense? Isn't that a little bit weird? What the F are you saying, bro? That is sick talk. Well, explain. Like, why do you think it's sick talk?
Yeah.
We can't discuss. Yeah, prove us wrong. There's a lot of really weird information coming out right now about factual things that happen in history. And while no one's going to stand there.
A lot of the biggest barrier that set apart what we believed and the facts were language. And now that we have AI and shit that translates, we find out that a lot of that shit that sounded like harsh, kill 'em all rhetoric was just their dialect. And, you know, that little funny guy talked a lot about God. That little funny guy talked a lot about keeping his community and doing for his people. That funny guy talked a lot about healthcare for everybody and schooling for everybody, and not being taxed. And who decided they were going to come in with all that usury and shit? The Sand Smurfs. Just saying, that's history that we were lied to about. Prove me wrong.
Hey, usury. Okay, remember, usury has been illegal many years in many countries, and there are only a very few. Well, there are very few people who have always tried to push usury on people. Okay, so you got to remember that usury is not necessarily something that we've been told is normal and acceptable, when in actuality it's been outlawed many times throughout history because of how critical. Well, it's essentially it brings upon a certain series of events that have turned out to be horrible every single time. Right?
Yeah. And it's like a constant. You do this, it happens like this, and this is the outcome.
Right. Hello, Paul. This is the real question: is, do we know all the facts? Of course not. We're not geniuses. We weren't there. What we can tell you is that, hey, the math isn't mathing on certain things.
No,
right?
not at all.
And if the math doesn't math, I'm not saying that we should be out here attacking people. No, it's absolutely not. We don't promote hate. And the fact is, war is bad for everyone all the time. Okay, the only people that war is good for is people who are trying to make money off war, and that's a bad
That's
thing.
what I was about to say. It's profitable for some.
Hey.
It's done quite well for the U.S. It did well for Rome. It went well for Greece for quite some time.
I agree with you. Hey, and this is the problem is that every time that like look and this is the weird thing is that even part of the reason that Rome fell was because there were no more lands to conquer that would because remember they were conquering and expanding essentially to gain that wealth to fund everything they're doing. So when you have all this stuff already built and you're paying for it as you go with the spoils of war, well, when there's no more war, there's no more spoils, and now you have a problem, right? So look, and this is why is that when you turn around, so who is trying to make money out of destabilization now? That's a great question, actually, Gung Ho 68. You should find out. I would think
it's looking more and more like the UN. Honestly, the UN seems to be the one that's been trying to make the waves everywhere, especially when there was peace talks over in Russia and shit. Who was the one who started fucking up? It was the UK and the UN. They decided to stick there. Zelensky, no, don't back down. Don't back down. I mean,
yeah.
Now, Trump is the only president. Look this up. I want you to look this up because this is straight facts. Trump is the only president who has left office poorer than he was when he entered, both times. And he will be poorer when he leaves this time.
Yeah. Is it? And listen, Gung Ho, and we're not trying to stand here and be like, hey, Trump is the best. No.
No, Trump's a piece of shit too. I mean,
100%. But what we're saying is this: is that out of the last over the last 35 years, 40 years, okay, every single president that has left office in a more profitable position than they were coming into office, except for one person, and that was Donald Trump. That's fucking weird, right? If Russia hadn't invaded, right there, Russia didn't invade. Okay, let's be very clear.
If you did any research on that whole reasoning on why Russia moved in, it was actually the Westerners, big part to do with Americans too. We kept building biolabs right on the edge of right on the border of Russia, and Russia kept saying that he did not want that there. He did not want that there. Then the UN said they were going to start moving military shit there, just as a precautionary thing. Right. And Putin had it. So look that shit the fuck up.
It's not even that. Remember, the agreement between NATO and Russia, and also for Ukraine to get its freedom, was the agreement that NATO would never they would leave one country at least within. They were not supposed to come into further. They've come further into Europe significantly each time they've been goading Russia into war. This is historical. So in 2014, when Russia did invade Ukraine, it was specifically because he said, no. The agreement was they would stay out and you would keep your freedom. They came in, I come in too.
That's it.
That's just history. He's killing. Oh God, Zelensky is a coward. Oh, bro, he's a comedian. He's worse. He's worse than a coward. He's just to the highest bidder. That's all he is. Okay. I guess it proves Trump isn't a good business. Okay. You understand that every president has not been allowed to operate their business while they are in that seat, right? Specifically so that it's to minimize corruption. So turning around, like, look, you're trying to make it so that whatever you say is right. You're like, well, then I guess he's not a good businessman. Why is any president committing acts of business while they're supposed to be running the country? Can you explain that? They're not supposed to. So what does that have to do with him being a businessman? Get your head out of your ass, you dumb fucking idiot.
Here's a response to that on Gun Ho's side. They do show that Trump has brought business or delegates and shit to Mar-a-Lago and to his golf courses and stuff, because that's an argument that was thrown at me. So yeah, but that was all free. So the government saved money by using assets that our president has that he shouldn't technically do. So instead of spending thousands and thousands or millions like the Obamas and the Bidens and the Clintons have done in the past, and the Bushes, he said, no, I will use my own shit. He did it in Ireland. He did it in Mar-a-Lago. He did it in a few other places.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Putin invaded Ukraine during the Obama days. Yeah, and nothing. Hey, and he knew full well exactly what was happening. Yet, is it being attributed to him? No. Why? He's killing civilians and kidnapping thousands of children. Who is? What are you talking about? And also, it's called war. That's how it works. His kid take, bro. You're just grasping at straws. Hey, just stop and think about it. If you have to look, if you have posed questions or statements and I refuted them, and your response is instead of to try and move forward, you're like, yeah, well, this is a thing, bro. You're not here for anything other than to make your voice heard. And we're telling you, you should not. Your voice should stay inside. You should go read. You should go read something.
Yeah,
Trump's net worth was $1 billion less after his first term. I mean, listen, and he was like, "Hey, I'm doing it again."
Right.
That's weird, right? That is a weird thing. So Putin is killing all sorts of people, and I'm sorry, you make it kidnapping children against the Geneva Conventions, bro. Okay.
He said the Geneva Convention.
Number one, I'm Canadian. They're Geneva suggestions. Okay, so let's just start there. Number two, okay.
The Geneva Convention.
Yeah, bro. Kidnapping children. You know what? So hold on. Here's a question for you, Gung Ho 68. If kidnapping children is against the Geneva Convention, what have you done to stop the massive amount of child issues that are happening in the USA today? Just a question. You know that there have been a massive amount of abductions. There were crazy abductions during COVID.
Just lately in Ohio. Lately in Ohio, there's been massive amounts of abductions of kids.
Right? Putin is kidnapping children. You know what? What are you talking about? What children?
How about wait a minute? Let's take the war out of it. Let's go personal on Putin. Let's go look at Putin's background. Putin is a very religious person. He's a very, I don't know if you would call it Christian, but what is their Orthodox religion?
Orthodox Christian.
Catholic, yeah. So he's against a lot of the any kind of kid diddling, any of that bullshit. So I mean, if you want to say murder, we all know Catholics, we kill people, but the whole kidnapping, unless they're like the Italian priests and American priests, Putin ain't with that shit. Now, what he has found is a lot of kids that were being kidnapped or trafficked or whatever through the Ukraine that he done swooped up out of there and he gave better lives to. You always say that they're taking children, but you never say what he has done with these kids. He has taken them out of poverty and he's given them a place to stay. Now, it might not be cushy like the United States, but I mean, a basement in a fucking war-torn country or a fucking, a school building with clothes and food is 1,000 times better. And also, I have a friend who's also a comedian in Russia, and she lives there right now, and everything you say is horseshit.
Yeah. So,
now they got a big problem with the gays out there. And again, that goes back to the religious things. Now, you'll get swooped up like Nazi-style Gestapo shit if you're gay out there. That I don't approve of, but that is real shit. But as far as this other horse shit that you're spouting there, bruh.
It's not true. Ask the kids where they want to be. Bro. Okay. Here. Let's Gung Ho 68. Let's get your opinion on this, okay? In early 2025, the Iraqi parliament passed controversial amendments to the country's personal status law that allows religious authorities to govern family matters. A change critics say effectively legalizes child marriage for girls as young as 9 years old. This has been met with widespread condemnation from human rights advocates and international organizations. Want to chime in? Putin wants Russia to be like the USSR was prior to him. Hey, listen, honestly, I say let's go back to the Cold War. Those were good times. A lot of espionage, a lot of honeypots.
When it was the USSR, Russia actually did quite well. I mean, they were on MTV, for Christ's sake.
They have been kidnapped. No, they have. Okay, you know what? I'll Google it for you right now, okay? Have there been children kidnapped by Russia. Okay, so watch this. They've been kidnapped, which you're like, hey, they've been stolen, right? Religion should not be used to justify anything.
I
Okay.
agree with that.
That's funny. It sounds like you're anti-Semitic. During the Russo-Ukrainian War, Russia has forcibly transferred almost 20,000 Ukrainian children to areas under its control, assigned them Russian citizenship, forcibly adopted them into Russian families, and created obstacles for their reunification with their parents and homeland. The United Nations stated that these deportations constitute war crimes. The International Criminal Court has issued arrest warrants for President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, who has explicitly supported the forced adoptions, including by enacting legislation to facilitate them. And Children's Rights Commissioner Maria Lvova-Belova, that's a weird name, for their alleged involvement. According to international law, 1948 Genocide Convention, such acts constitute genocide if done with the intent to destroy in whole or in part a nation or ethnic group. Okay, now, if we go through and keep on reading, what it looks like is that the vast majority of abducted children have been abducted from southern and eastern Ukraine. According to Ukraine's Ombudsman on Children's Rights, Russia is carrying out the abductions with the goal of supplementing its own population, and that Russia is conducting health examinations on the children in order to integrate only healthy Ukrainian children into the Russian nation. Okay.
So it sounds like they're not killing these kids. They're taking them in and they're giving them citizenship and giving them foster homes. Families. Now, whichever way the media wants to spin it in whatever article, it sure as fuck isn't the genocide of children that you're talking about or the fucking trafficking that you're implying.
So this is the funny thing is, it also goes on to explain that there have been some children who have been returned. And interesting, those ones that have been returned keep on saying that they've attested to harsh punishments and restrictive living conditions while in Russia. And the Ukrainian government has claimed that some children have experienced sexual exploitation after being forcibly transferred to Russia. Also an issue. Children detained in summer camps have testified to frequent punishment, bullying by peers, and pressure to sing the Russian anthem. Abducted children are offered a 3-month-long rehabilitation with mental health care teams upon returning to Ukraine. Now, here's the question for you, okay? Is it weird that you would abduct children from war areas and then provide them with health care and a home so that they're safe? Is that kidnapping? Is that what we're going to call that? Or is that not making sure that kids don't die in a stupid war?
Or part B to that whole question there is, now would you rather them, we'll say kidnapped under gung ho, we'll say, would you rather them taken from their home or they get to die with their family?
Yeah. So, and remember too, where Russia's fighting, the people actually speak Russian. Like, you know that, right? Like the Donbass thing, all those people spoke Russian. They were like, oh yeah, we'd happily go back to Russia. We speak Russian. So
yeah, look, my friend that I'm talking about, I ain't going to put her name on here because they do get funny with their internet. But yeah, she had people like where she lived, like 10, 15 minutes away. She had family in the other half that's, at war. So it was like, you could walk to, across whatever this dumbass or whatever it was.
So, I mean, look, and the funny thing is that, so this is how it goes on. The funny thing is that there's a very one-sided way of this being presented, right?
Right.
Whereas the Russian state began using remember, and it's funny how it words it too. Russian state began using abducted Ukrainian children for propaganda purposes during the war in Donbass. The domestic narrative of the Russian state is that abandoned children are rescued from the ravages of war by the magnanimous Russian state. And the forced transfer of Ukrainian children forms part of a broader propaganda strategy by Vladimir Putin attempting to portray Ukraine as part of the Russian nation, justify the invasion. Now, it's funny that Russia's going, hey, we found kids and we're trying to keep them safe. And they're like, no, that's propaganda. You're not doing. Oh, somebody died. Abduction equals. But they said that they were abandoned. So now we have two conflicting things. He's getting better with his Googling because so many of their young are being killed. Not true. Are you stupid? Nobody said they were genocide. Well, that's what the law is saying. You okay?
Yeah, excuse me for that. I hit the wrong button.
No, that's okay. They want to indoctrinate and send them back to Donbass. See,
Okay,
that's the funny thing is that's not what they're saying here. They are protesting now in Donbass against Putin. Look it up on Google. Okay. All that is just Russian BS. So hold on. How come when we read all the information that says that no, Ukraine's in the right, it's not propaganda. But then when Russia goes, hey, these kids were abandoned and we're trying to save them. That's propaganda though. Why? Why are you of such an opinion when listen, Ukraine had a officially elected I guess they have a president, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There was a coup and the new guy Zelensky, who is a comedian, let's be very clear, is in charge of everything and has been getting billions of dollars. Remember, in Canada, our prime minister just approved $4.3 billion to go back for construction and helping rebuild Ukraine. Okay. At the same time, the company that he owns, okay, who is now listed under the US, got the contract for the rebuilding. That's a scam, bro. That's money laundering on the biggest terms. Something doesn't add up, okay?
So I want to like go back to the whole kid thing too, because this reminds me of something that was going on that they try to blame Trump for, and we did a show on this. It was fucking almost 8 years, maybe or so ago.
Yeah.
So we all determined that whole bullshit about Trump putting kids in cages was fake. That was actually Obama.
Right.
But we had this big influx of all these children that came in, and they try to say that where Trump put them and where they were put were fucking gorgeous. They look like fucking college fucking campuses. There was plenty of video of the real places that these kids were going, but we don't hear nothing about those kids anymore. We don't hear nothing about the kids that are being taken away from the parents that were deported or anything like that either. So I remember I was listening to the news. One of I think was it Venezuela or one of them down there in South America country were like, okay, well, we want our kids back. We can you send the kids back? If the kids can't come over, if their parents are being detained or deported, send the kids back. We want our kids back. Right. And the United States at the time, this was not under the Trump administration, refused to send kids back because they said it would be detrimental to the children to send them back into a devastated or war-torn country. So where the fuck are them kids? Because they were on a campus. They didn't have we already know how they were shimdiggling the system on, oh yeah, we got a place to stay, but these are kids now. So those are adults. This is a totally different monster in the whole process. And now another thing that was odd, and I brought it up on that show that I was talking about, is that every time we saw kids on these campuses, again, taken care of very well, they were all boys, no girls. So, that's been a question to this day through Obama, through Trump, through Biden, through Trump again. Where are these kids at? So I kind of understand where gung-ho is coming from on his aspect of it, even though he's found the lowest hanging fruit to try to support his bullshit fucking ideas. That I can agree with you with the whole kid thing. Yeah. But again, look at it from both sides, dude. That is the one. If you haven't learned anything from this show, learn this. Look at it from both fucking sides. Because, again, like Dino said, it's kind of very odd that since the dawn of time, the good guys always win.
Weird, right?
That seems really, really unrealistic.
Yeah. It doesn't make no sense. Okay. Also, so let's see. The comedian is 10 times the diplomat. No, he's not. That's not how that works. Please
Who
don't
the
defend
fuck
her.
said that? He
No.
said he's the 10 times the diplomat. Are you?
Yeah.
He didn't even have the class to fucking put a suit on when he met the goddamn president. Shut the fuck up.
I like this. Are you guys apologists for Putin? Bro, just fucking stay on one topic. That's all I'm asking you, dumbass. Hopefully not Epstein's Island. Bro, don't even get me started on that. And there are not two sides to kidnapping children. No, but there are two sides when you tell them that they were abandoned and we saved them, right? Those are not. So listen, you can't immediately say, well, I have no proof of either one of them and say, yes, but this one is wrong because I don't like it. That's not how information works.
Right. We don't have proof of either side of it. And neither do you.
Also, listen, remember too, like, yeah, this is, God, I hate having to explain this so many times. Obama was known as the deporter in chief because he deported so many people. Okay. Now, like you said, if it was, hey, give us back our kids, no, we're not going to send them because you're asking us to send them to a hostile environment. Okay. Ukraine is still at war. And you want the kids to go back to war? Is that what you want? That doesn't sound right.
Argument like that. You would rather them be in a foster home, so-called, against their will, or be with their will in target practice?
Watch this. So what? The suit doesn't make the man. Jesus Christ, bro. Even P. Diddy wore a suit to court. Like, what the hell? Like, are you really that focused that you can't even listen to your own self? You are saying there. Okay, so if you think that it's okay for him not to wear a suit because he's just such a great politician, you're out of your fucking mind. That you've lost your mind. And you should talk to somebody. You should talk to somebody way smarter than us because you need help. Kicked out with no dinner. Yes, there's proof of kidnapping. Ask the parents. All right, because everybody tells the truth. God, you honestly, please don't vote ever again. Don't vote. Don't drive. You should relinquish your license as well. Just stay at home and wait for the good Lord to take you.
Yeah, and when you wake up
going
in
to
the
Google
morning,
y'all to death. Are you so just go? Oh my God, no! Oh, Gung Ho, you're today's number one idiot. Gung Ho 68. Everyone, he is the best idiot known to mankind. A fervent supporter of idiocracy and a faithful believer to the end of how stupid some people should be. This has been mental health.
I feel like Gung Ho is Atlas. I feel like that's Atlas fucking chiming in on the show. I honestly feel like this is fucking Atlas fucking with us, dude.
I hope he becomes a regular. Thank you, Walkie Talkies are neat. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't believe in a God. That's foolishness. That's fine. You don't have to believe
Read
in
that the way he typed it. I don't believe in a God.
He's having a stroke. Everyone call the ambulance. Maybe the ambulance. He's just having an emotional stroke. It's fine.
We want.
Bro. Anyways, this has been mental health, everyone. Hey, read a book. Maybe an article.
Read something. Educate yourself. Don't believe a word we said. Do your own homework. Be ready for school next time.
Yeah, I think that would be best. We'll see you guys in a couple days. Bye.
And it's like, I want to have a good relationship